Hey guys, welcome back. As you can see, Brian's not here, but I'm with a special guest today. His name is Alex. He's a fellow local YouTuber I met at an event, and we decided to do a fun little collaboration together. Now, I won't say too much about what his channel is about, because this video is going to address that. I'm going to let Alex talk about what he does and what your channel is about.
Okay, hey everyone. Sorry, I'm like a bit nervous. My name is Alex, and I do videos on my channel. I started YouTubing like about 2 or 3 years ago, and I do videos about body positivity. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's basically just embracing bodies regardless of the size, regardless of how you look, and embracing all sorts of bodies and all sorts of people. And the concept of basically my channel and me and how I'm related to that is I grew up feeling really skinny and really insecure being skinny. And instead of just feeling miserable about it and just being like, this is my fate, I decided to turn my fate around and put on weight, not necessarily, to become more muscular, but just becoming not skinny anymore. And now I just started YouTubing about it because I feel like younger I didn't have any role models. I didn't have anyone to look up to or anyone that was experiencing the same thing.
There's something I haven't quite addressed yet on this channel yet. I myself, I have difficulties accepting my body. I'm very self-conscious when I do videos, when I edit, or in general. I think I don't have the right body. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to have those perfect abs, those perfect pecs that you see in all the gay villages around the world, in all the LGBT community. You see those perfect guys, and I just want to be like them, but it just seems like it's not like they're not real. It's so difficult to attain, and I don't feel good about my body. And what interpelled me the most when I met you is that you're so open about it, and like you said, you used to be quite skinny, and you changed, your body changed drastically, and you're super okay with it, and you feel really great about it, and it's something that I respect a lot. Because I think it's awesome to be not self-conscious and stressed over how you look and how others judge you, and for that, like, bravo. And I wanted to ask you something. It's something we start to hear a lot on YouTube. Some YouTubers have it. It's called body dysmorphia. Mm-hmm. I myself don't know much about it, so I don't know if you could like talk to us. What is body dysmorphia? Why do people experience that?
So body dysmorphia is basically you don't feel like the body that you see is what you would want. Well, not necessarily want in your mind, but just, it's hard to describe. Like, you have an obsession. People with body dysmorphia tend to have an obsession with a specific part of their body or a few specific parts of their body that they're dissatisfied with. So if I were to take me, for example, like for example, when I look in the mirror, I'll be happy with what's here because I put on weight, but then I'll look at my pecs and I'll be like, oh, my chest is flat. But then people won't necessarily see my chest as flat, but because I'm so obsessed with little specific parts, it feels like that specific part of your body is like super noticeable, and everyone notices it, and people judge you for it, and it actually really affects your self-esteem. So I think that's why it's like really important, why body dysmorphia is super important to talk about, because it's really widespread.
Yes.
In the gay community and with social media especially, it's always so easy to compare ourselves with people who have more, who look better. I put that in quotation marks because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but who look better, or who have more followers, who go on more trips, who have more beautiful houses. There's always room to compare. Body dysmorphia has, of course, always been a thing over the centuries. There's always been people who have not been content with how they look, but because of social media and of the fact that we constantly compare ourselves in advertisement, I feel like that is drastically amplified. We have so many more things to feel unsatisfied with.
I mean, I totally agree with you, because there was a time when on Instagram a lot, I used to just scroll through the pictures of people I follow and see them like with their perfect bodies and all their wealth, and they have so much fun, and it used to get me so anxious. And now, like, it's very rare on Twitter or even on Instagram that I scroll through the feed like to see new content, because I don't want to cause myself to feel anxious or jealous, or it used to make me feel really, really bad about myself.
It's like everyone on the internet is having a better time living than you, and it's like, am I doing enough? And the worst part is, these people have these same anxieties, they don't feel like they're enough. Like, you have all these YouTubers who have millions of followers who have their down days because they're still, even when they've reached the top, even when they've reached thousands of subscribers that are looking at other people.
Yes.
I think that just, it shows a lot. It is very revealing. It shows that there's always a potential to compare yourself to other people.
Yes.
And I think that body dysmorphia can feel really real, but from an outsider's perspective, they can just be like, why don't you just love yourself? Why don't you just accept yourself for, having body hair, or being skinny, or having a M-shaped hairline, as I do, and that I tend to hide in videos, because yes, I may have reached a point where I'm comfortable with my size, but body dysmorphia can still be very real, and can still feel like, when you go into that rabbit hole, when you find yourself in that whirlpool of anxiety and feeling like you're not good enough, and that there's other people who don't have that struggle, and why am I not that other person? It's just like, people will tend to like try to avoid to put themselves in that situation by either covering up or just avoiding to
Well, I sometimes I just avoid going to public places when I don't feel comfortable with how I look. And I don't go swimming a lot. Like, if I go swimming in a public pool, I'm gonna check to see if there's no one there, because I don't want nobody to see like my body, because I feel so uncomfortable with it. And I know what you guys are probably thinking. I mean, you look at me in my videos on Instagram and you say, oh my god, you're so handsome, you're so beautiful. But inside my head, and I guess it's the same, like you said, for everybody, we only see our flaws.
Yeah.
And that's what strikes me when I do my editing, when I do my pictures. I see them and I feel so uncomfortable, and then I try to eat less or work out more, and it gets really stressful for me, and I'm trying to get away from that mindset, but it's so difficult, like you said, with the social medias. And since I stopped like looking through those pictures on Instagram and Twitter, I started feeling a lot better.
So I feel like it's important to be realistic. Some people are going to be super muscular, and that might not be your fate, and it might not be your fate to be a certain way. I think that what you can change, and that is viable for you to change in your lifestyle, do it. go ahead, you know? And if you enjoy it, but if you hate going to the gym, you hate going to the gym and you hate eating healthy, you know, like, yes, it's important to, oh my God, I hate getting into this debate. This debate, yes. And in that same way, I feel like a lot of people tend to misunderstand body dysmorphia in the sense that, you know, you'll see people who either do plastic surgery or go on these diets, and people will just say, why can't you just love yourself? And sure, that is a great way of, you know, seeing it. And people often ask me, you were great skinny, why didn't you just love yourself? Well, the fact is, I put on the weight on purpose, and I feel a lot happier now, and I feel a lot more content. So if being like, and you know, I'm not going to some crazy lengths either to do that. I think that Kim Kardashian put this really well, actually.
Okay, go for it.
She was talking about lip injections, and she's like, if it's something that's always bothered you and you can change it, go ahead and change it. It's not hurting anyone. And I think that it's important for people to be able to be whoever they want and to be able to look the most like they would want to look, but at the same time, it's also important to be realistic. One of the reasons I made my channel is I felt like by gaining weight on purpose, I was kind of living against the tide. So society tends to push you in one direction, and then when you go the opposite way, people tend to react not necessarily positively. And that could be just simply for being gay or being trans or being, genderqueer or, you know, having a different gender. I feel like when you go the opposite way of which people are going, or you're going against I'm repeating myself. No. I think the reason that I'm doing my channel is for body goal diversity, as I call it. Just having all sorts of bodies and all sorts of people, and
that it's okay to be different.
It's okay to be different.
So that's kind of part of the LGBT community, like we do on our channel, him and him. It's okay to be gay. It's okay to have different bodies and to be happy with it.
Yeah.
And I think this works wonderfully well with what the LGBT community is trying to do, and I think it's great that you do it.
Thank you so much.
Guys, if you want to check him out, his channel is LeanerOrNot. I'm going to put the link in the description below. So if you could just drop by and say hi, or the collab with him and Sammy here, that would be awesome, and I'm sure you'd love that.
Thank you.
So thank you for being over on our channel.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
So thanks guys for watching, and see you next week. Bye guys.